Hello everybody, this is Darren Redmond for Redmond's Wrap Up, the Friday, September 21st edition, first day of fall. Happy fall, happy autumn everybody. Want to talk a little bit about something I brought up a couple of days ago, wrapped it up, put a bow on it, how the NHL preseason is exciting, well worth the money. Killer Kevin Kaminsky, he is somebody who's been on shows with FHT before. He is the head coach of the Fresno Monsters, played with the Washington Capitals, played with the Nordiques, played with the North Stars. He brought up to my attention how important preseason is in the NHL. And you saw a little bit about that yesterday. Recently traded from Arizona, Max Domi with the Montreal Canadiens went out and tried to make an impression yesterday. You probably read about it and saw it. His punch on Ekblad, called a sucker punch, called a lot of different things, and he got suspended. The NHL came down very quickly. He got suspended for the rest of the season, the rest of the preseason. So I want to just talk about that for a couple of seconds. The NHL, like many of the other sports, are changing. I remember it was 1981, I believe, the LA Kings versus the New York Rangers in a playoff game. And Rick Chartrand drops the gloves with Barry Beck. Stupid idea, Chartrand. I mean, you had a cup of coffee with the Rangers later and you were a tough guy, but messing with Barry Beck is just like not a good thing to do. You learn the hard way. During that playoff, the referee stepped in, and Barry Beck, quite frankly, was ready to throw a punch, threw the punch anyway, over the shoulder of the referee. Classic example for some of what appeared to be a sucker punch. Rick Chartrand went down, benches cleared, the whole thing. Later on, a couple of years later, with the Rangers and the Islanders, one of the Rangers players, Bloomberg, was a born-again Christian. Everybody knew, not everybody, a lot of people knew going through the minors that he would never drop his gloves. He just didn't believe in it. And I remember he took quite the beating from one of the Islanders, and to the Islanders' credit, he was like, I had no idea he was a born-again, I'm sorry. And I bring all that up because was it a sucker punch? Probably. And I say probably because in the NHL, when you're facing each other man to man, and these things happen, somebody always throws the first punch, even if you are not in this position. So what I think really got him was Ekblad, if you really look at the tape, was looking toward the referee and got cold cocked. That's what, from Brooklyn. And if you're from New York City, you're from Chicago, you're from Boston, you're from LA, you understand the term cold cock. He got cold cocked. That's what happened there. So, should have been suspended. These are the rules now. I've seen a lot worse in the stands as a Blue Seat Ranger fan growing up than that, but I get it. So, how do I feel about it? These are the rules. You got to play within the rules these days. But you know, when you square up with somebody, even if it's to be ready, always be ready, because somebody's always going to throw the first punch. So this is why the preseason is so important, because these people who are either A, trying to make a first impression, in Max Domi's case, or trying to survive and not get cut. Yesterday, the San Jose Sharks cut 16 people from their roster. Every preseason game is so important in the NHL. So, yeah, I just want to know this with Ekblad. Where was his support? You know, in the old days, even I see it in junior hockey now. You know, somebody, cold cocks one of your players, man, there's a melee. There was nobody came to his defense. It reminded me of the nonsense with Geno Smith in the Jets locker room. Here's your starting quarterback. And I spoke to a former New York Jet about this. He'll remain nameless. And, he said that the fact that nobody jumped to Geno Smith's defense when he had his jaw busted by a teammate tells you everything you need to know about how they feel about that player. Ekblad, where were your guys sticking up for you? Nobody. No. I was at a game, a travel hockey game last week, where a guy got thrown out of the game for stepping in. He didn't throw a punch. Nobody stood up for Ekblad. That is the interesting takeaway from what happened. This is Darren Redmond. I've wrapped this up, put a bow on it. Redmond wrapped it up. Go out, go to some NHL preseason, AHL preseason, WSHL preseason. Go watch the Fresno Monsters. They're going to be really good this year. Did I mention I have a great coach? This is Darren Redmond from Redmond's Wrap Up. from FHT Sports.